All right, here we are.
Oh, jeez. Right.
Just made sure everyone's ready to go.
Yeah, it's
Awake now.
Everyone's awake.
Wow.
It's good quality through the.
It is.
It's nice.
In the away rooms?
Yeah.
We are in the way rooms,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I
You've got your white shirt
remember- Well, so does Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't get the memo
Didn't
clearly.
get the memo.
Clearly.
You got to put Ben on those memos, MJ.
Yes.
Come on.
He's not reading his emails.
This or that. Kick us off.
This or that.
This week, right, this one's a good one. We've got Bloviate, I'm not sure if that's pronounced correctly, but I'm backing it in. Bloviate, B-L-O-V-I-A-T-E.
Yeah.
Is it a term that refers to someone who inflates their story to make themselves sound better?
Ooh.
Or a German vitamin company that are renowned for their collagen powder?
All right, I'm in. I like when
Same.
Ben go first.
I'll go the vitamin.
Oh, I went the other one.
Who would have thought roller?
What is your theory, though? Maybe
You
I
know
have
the
a
word, I
feeling
reckon.
I've heard of it before, but also the German one sounded made up. It just sounded like...
they both sounded made up. We need a new game. I'm off it.
I don't mind it.
I wonder why.
We're setting records for debuts this
Yeah.
year, which can't hurt going forward.
No, I think in the long run it'll be a good thing. Obviously, you'd love to have everyone available, but I think if you can have the perspective of these guys will get exposure that they may not have if everyone was available, so can only hold you in good stead in terms of next year and the year after. So, yeah, silver lining.
And I've got on the sheet here an update about Angus Clark's Instagram followers. We've been following this for the last
This has been
3
fascinating.
weeks now. So he's skyrocketed up to over 60,000. Do we have any understanding of how that may have happened?
No, I think it's still he's been hacked, is what he's been saying.
That's the
so-
official.
Well, you never know with Angus, but
Yeah.
we need to get MJ to have a look at his
No.
his stats and see if he's improved or not.
Yeah. And see, and just go through some of those accounts and see what their like follower to following ratio is, because there might be a few that are just out of the
Little
bot
bit
farm.
sus.
Yeah,
Uh,
the bot.
And then obviously the buy for Essendon, but from a Carlton perspective, Harry, that was just a disaster on Thursday night. If you're not playing and you're watching that unfold, is part of you just like, geez, I'm glad I'm not out there tonight? Or are you just
No,
like,
it's
I
probably
wish
the
I,
opposite,
I
isn't
wish
it?
I could
I
help?
think it's the opposite. Yeah, it's pretty hard watching your mates and your team in a loss like that, and you're kind of sitting there helplessly on the couch and not being able to do anything about it. I think as an athlete, the best thing is when you can have some control over it.
Yeah.
But when you're not playing, unfortunately, that's what you give up. So yeah, definitely challenging to watch, and unfortunately, Thursday night wasn't a great night. But when you're in rehab, it's definitely the other way around when you the boys are struggling a bit and you can't do much about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there like a sense of guilt in a way, or is it just like annoyance?
Oh, I mean,
You can't control
can't
injury.
really feel guilt, but I think it's just frustration or disappointment that you can't add value in that moment. I guess it's like a fan or a family member where I think we've said it before, like in close games, like the players are usually the most calm out of everyone in the stadium because you actually have some control over what happens to a degree, whereas everyone else just has to sit back and watch.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely disappointing night and not an ideal few weeks, but
Yeah. And then obviously in the aftermath of that loss, there were some frustrated fans, Carlton supporters around the country, and Jared has this audio question for us.
G'day, Ben, Harry, Rollo, Jared here from the Central Coast. This is a question for all of you, but I suppose it's more for Harry. Spray paint gate. What are your thoughts about it? What has the club thought about it? Have you guys discussed it? Or has it just been sort of left alone? Would love to hear from it. Still behind you, boys. Come on, the Blues. Let's finish them off strong.
Love that guy.
Good, Jared.
Jazz, do you reckon he goes by?
Sure.
Yeah,
He'd love
that's
Jazz.
Jazz. Yeah.
Jazz from Central Coast.
That's a good supporter, by the way.
Yeah, good energy there.
Thick
Like
and
it.
thin.
I think it was pretty well documented in the news that in terms of the,
So was that outside the club
I think so, yeah, I
it was
didn't see it,
on the
but
club wall, on multiple club walls.
on the wall?
Yeah.
I actually, to be honest, I was there Friday morning at 9 or 10 o'clock, and there wasn't anything I could see. So obviously they were pretty quick to
I think they were quick to
which was good.
scrub it
And,
off.
I think holistically, like definitely everybody.
You've now both used holistically, which I think
Really?
is, yeah, just starting to align the twin
Hey,
senses.
maybe we are.
It's taken
Go-
27 years.
Yeah, go on.
I think no doubt everyone's in it together, and everyone feels the disappointment when the club isn't playing and performing how we'd like, and everyone feels that. I think obviously the 0.1% of people that behave in that way is pretty disappointing, but as I said, that's very much a minority, and there wasn't too much airtime to that, and no one really talked about it. So we're more focused on what we can control and trying to keep some energy going and focus on what we can going forward. But the majority of people have obviously it's all good to be disappointed, everyone is, but that's very much the minority.
Yeah, literally outside the four walls. Didn't
It's not inside.
didn't make its way in. So that is kind of the two sides of the coin, being part of both of you being part of such big clubs. You're gonna have such passionate fans on the other side of that, be good or bad. So do you find like we saw old mate who was staring down the
Took the morning off
players?
work.
He took the morning.
That came
off
up
work.
actually last week on
Did
TikTok.
Did it?
Yeah,
Oh
just
my
eyeballing
God.
the playing group as he came in, and then you made a prelim that year.
Yeah,
so
that was
that,
that in the Freo. There was a two colours.
That sums it up. They make a prelim and they've already, they still got fans, buddy.
yeah. Oh no, honestly,
Yeah.
but it's such a passionate fan base. So
Crazy.
I mean, you got to take the good with the bad.
I,
don't you?
what I've
Yeah,
learned
passion's great.
coming from past experiences to now, that you can sort of brace yourself for it because you know it's going to happen. I'm sure after a bad loss, no one wants to lose, but you can sort of half brace yourself because that's just the industry we're in, especially for clubs like Carlton and Essendon. You just know, it's going to come to some degree. And I think mentally you can sort of set up things like we've spoken about social media wise, or, not read any news in terms of protecting yourself. So I think you can set a few things up and you sort of know it's coming to a degree, which is not ideal, but it's just the facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so both big clubs and passions are a great thing. Obviously, it's on two sides of the coin, and it's definitely just the reality of our industry. But it definitely has its positives as well, and passion's never a bad thing. So, yeah.
And I can't remember if we discussed this, but part of the spray painting references the board. And do either of you have any understanding or knowledge of the board of your respective clubs? Do you,
Like everyone on it sort of thing.
do you talk to any of them?
A few of
or-
them, yeah. There's, post game or at certain club events, you say hi and catch
Yeah.
up and whatnot, but not to a personal level. There's only a couple of them,
Yeah.
that you'd chat to, but
And the inner workings of their roles on the board. Like, I imagine it's something that you're quite detached from.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
similar to Ben, like you obviously know who's on the board, and you always say good day when you see them and stuff. But it's not, they're not in the club every second day and sitting on footy meetings and stuff all the time. So, I don't specifically know how often they catch up or
Yeah.
the inner workings out. But I think it's definitely. I'm not sure if it was different back in the day, but very it would be very portfolio based, and everyone has a role and. Like talking bigger picture stuff. So it would be fascinating to sit on a board meeting, but
It would be.
yeah,
probably not now.
Maybe leave this one.
Maybe in the summer.
And then Joel also had a question for you, Harry.
How you going, boys? Joel from Carisbrook. Given the recent chatter about coaches, sacking coaches and all that, who's been the most influential coach you've had in your footy career? Could be senior coaches, junior coaches, or AFL League. Go, boys.
We can exclude Brad Scott and Michael Voss from this conversation just because it's awkward. Otherwise, we'll just put them at number one. Who's the most influential coach?
One that comes to mind for me is, as an assistant coach, Reece Shaw. We had Shawry for 12 months before he got the main gig. It was 2019, and he'd come from Sydney. He'd just been voted the assistant coach of the year the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And he was by far the best I've dealt with in terms of his attention to detail, being assertive, setting up drills, giving time to everyone, no matter if you're playing in the main team or a young kid. He was so good at spreading his time, but so energetic, so caring in terms of, getting around everyone and making sure they feel valued. And his craft stuff as well, and being assertive with drills, and he'll grab me, and obviously the player always wants to grab the coach, but he sort of always met you halfway.
Yeah.
Which, as a player, you really appreciate that sort of even contribution. Yeah.
Nice. I think I'll give you two. One from outside of pure AFL, our under-18s coach, Lee Brownie for
Oh,
Gippsland.
really?
Yeah.
As in Collingwood Premiership player.
Yeah. He was
Oh,
a
nice.
North
Gippsland
Melbourne
Power
player as well. Yeah.
Gippsland Power coach, and he was awesome. Especially, I don't know, Ben would be the same, but just for me in terms of we only had 1 year in that system, but just the way he kind of navigated it all and instilled belief was really great. So
It's a good shout.
we're grateful for Brown. And then maybe a little bit left field, but Lukey Power, who's head of development at Carlton, he's an amazing human, and he's been awesome for a lot of people within our club, and not just Carlton. So shout out to Lukey. He's he's a very good man and does a very good job.
He was playing at the Lions when I did 2 weeks of work experience there. And
Right, did
he
he
was
give you
the
much?
loveliest
Yeah,
man.
he's the best
Like,
person ever.
he was the only player that really, like, it's not their job to come and talk to the work experience kid, but he really went out of his way, and I was just like,
Yeah,
geez,
that
look
sounds
how.
about
What were you doing?
Not much. A bit of like
You
just
haven't told us this story.
data entry, and I had to clean out the protein shakes one day, and I reckon they'd been left there for
Oh,
about
that'd be horrible.
3 or 4 days. It was the worst smell I'd ever smelled in my entire. It was just little jobs like
And
that.
how did you get this job?
Just dropped a resume. Yeah.
So this is 2010 sort of thing.
Around then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That was good.
obviously you didn't get a full-time gig off the back of it.
No, I didn't get a full
So you
time.
didn't wash the protein.
I must have
shakers
done a
out
bad
that well,
job. Yeah. Left a bit of an after smell.
That's okay.
No, it was great.
Yeah.
The club wasn't flying at the time, unfortunately. It was I think it was just after Fev. Would have been about 2011.
Right.
Yeah. The other question I wanted to ask, because the SCG has been in the spotlight this week. So they had a game up there on Friday night, the Bulldogs. I'm not sure if you saw it. Did you see much of that game?
I was actually watching Squid Game, so
Fair enough. That's
no, I didn't watch it.
How is that, by the way, the third season?
Look, it wasn't as good as season one.
Have you finished it?
Finished it.
Oh, wow, you smashed it.
That's a,
Yeah, we smashed it in a couple of nights.
Jeez.
Yeah.
yeah, we've watched a couple, but not all of it yet. Yeah.
So anyway, back to the footy.
So footy, yeah.
On the left-hand side of the screen, on that end of the SCG, the turf looked like it was brand new, and it was just a slip and slide. I reckon about 30 players slipped over throughout the course of the game, including umpires. It was chaos. And then they complained. I don't know if the Bulldogs necessarily complained, but Port Adelaide in round 6 had previously complained about the surface following the Andrea Bocelli concert back in April. Right. So it's been an issue for most of the year. There's been 100 mils of rain as we're speaking on Tuesday in Sydney. So it's going to be an issue this weekend as well. And I was just wondering, what is the worst ground you've played on? It doesn't have to be necessarily AFL level, but is there a particular game that springs to mind?
I remember a few years ago, we played Giants in Giants, and they just must have had the Sydney show or the Sydney Fair, or whatever it is. So, and I think it was wet as well. And then the VFL played on it before us. So by the time we'd got on it, it was literally like a cow paddock, and it was slippery as.
Because they would have actually had cows.
It literally was. It was a cow paddock. So I remember that game, but yeah, that was obviously a few different factors going into it. But yeah,
you got to feel for a groundsman in that.
Yeah,
scenario.
you can't do much
Under the pump.
Yeah.
I can't really think of an AFL ground. I remember in my second year at North, they redid the whole surface, and for 2/3 of the pre-season, we were literally training on sand basically. So they couldn't not use it. So, but they needed to sort of do it at the same time. So it was really messy, and it was literally for most of the pre-season just it was a sand pit, and it would like drill when you get tackled or hit the ground. So that wasn't a great memory, but they sort of had no choice. They needed to do it, but it just meant you had to sort of for 2/3 of the pre-season just cop it.
Getting sand in your socks. And
Yeah. Oh yeah, it wasn't great. I could get photos up, but it wasn't great. Yeah.
Yeah. Twinners.
It's been slow, hasn't it?
I've got my loser already.
Ben and Harry's
I'm so excited for this.
Winners
Birds often think I'm a tree.
and Losers.
Mandarins. I just love him. Mandarins at the moment. Poor MJ.
MJ's having a stink.
He's having a mare.
That's okay.
Nah.
Is it-
MJ dominates. He just,
You're the one ragging him.
no.
Did you have a loser, Will? Was it?
It comes from a place of love.
Always does.
Twinners. Oh, sorry. Twinners week was we went and saw the F1 movie. On
How was
Sunday
it?
night. Really good. I liked it a lot.
I've heard it's just a great action movie.
Yeah, no, it's terrific. We really liked it. So yeah, do recommend if you're looking to watch a movie. So have you?
Can you summarise it in a sentence for us?
Yeah, this will be good.
This would be good, yeah.
Like last time with Drill Bit Taylor encompasses.
An F1 driver encompasses.
Well, an aging F1 driver played by Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I don't want to give away the
It's a long.
storyline.
No, it's a long. Yeah.
It's basically just
Give us a sentence.
the ins and outs of an F1 team, both with a young driver and a veteran driver, and embodying what it takes to work as a team to achieve a common goal.
So you basically ruined it. You've ruined the storyline of the
How?
plot for everyone.
Oh, that was good.
That was a long sentence.
Embodying. It's
that-
like
is
you're
that your
trying to write
favourite
an
word?
essay. Like, it's like-
I am ChatGPT.
oh, that's good. No, I do
Yeah.
want to see it. It's the same
Same.
director as Top Gun Maverick. So
Yeah.
apparently it's
Pretty good.
Yeah, you could tell.
That's a good compliment. My twinner, it was just going to be Wimbledon, and the cricket is back on, so
Yeah.
plenty to watch at night.
Yeah.
I'm not reacting.
I'd love to have the stats. How many times cricket?
Cricket.
Wimbledon,
It's
or
become the new
tennis
traffic.
is,
Yeah.
No, I was going to
or
say,
any type of sport on.
but
Yeah.
you've gone again against the rule again in terms of a TV show.
No,
or-
that's different.
I don't know. That's splitting hairs.
Also, the experience of going to see the movie, like it's good vibes.
That doesn't mean anything.
Can you elaborate a bit more
Yeah,
on,
can you
on
elaborate?
Wimbledon?
Yeah.
Did you watch much overnight?
Who played?
James Duckworth lost in a 5-set thriller.
Was it 5 sets?
I
His
think
one.
it was 5-set.
To
Yeah.
who?
Couldn't tell you.
That's hard.
Did you
Yeah,
watch?
that's hard.
Can you, like, hand on heart, say that you watched 1 point of it?
Yes.
No way.
It's on every night, so yes.
It was night one last
It was
night.
night one.
Day one.
And wasn't it the hottest
Yeah.
weather? ever?
Hottest opening day in Wimbledon history. 32 degrees.
So you don't pick that up if you don't watch it.
I knew that. Look, it's a Europe heat wave, mate. What do you expect?
Not ever though.
And there was also the fastest serve in the history of Wimbledon last night.
Was it? I
Yeah.
didn't pick that up.
Yeah.
What was it?
247, I think it was.
247, I think, roughly. Yeah.
But then it was like one of the worst Australian. I think 7 out of 8 Aussies lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had
I
been
just-
watching, you would have known.
I just wrote all this up on a sheet. So I've got it all fresh.
Yeah, nice.
Nice. Wimbledon and cricket.
Losers been?
This is a good conversation starter. So I normally have one coffee in the morning,
Mm.
and recently, if I have a second one, let's say after lunchtime, it just doesn't taste anywhere near the same as the first one in the morning.
That's a good one. Your first coffee of the day goes down sweeter than the
100%.
Then
I'd love
the
people's feedback on this.
preceding
'Cause
coffees.
I'm big on this.
What's the science behind it?
I don't know. That's a good question, but I can definitely say that the first one is by far better. Like not in the same universe.
I have a feeling the first coffee of the day has been a previous twinner.
Yeah.
Does that ring a bell?
No.
So Ben saying the second coffee is a loser.
Is a loser, yeah.
When have I ever said that? When have we ever talked about this?
I reckon you've said something about the first coffee of the day.
No, I honestly don't think I have.
Oh, we'll go to the tape. I agree with you for the
You're
record.
ridiculing me, but then you're going to take my side.
Doubling down.
No, I would love your thoughts on this.
I agree. I now switch to long blacks after I start with like a flat white.
Yep.
And then
Same.
I want an extra kick because the flat white
Well,
doesn't do it for me.
I've stopped having the second one in the afternoon because it's just a waste. I
Yeah.
don't enjoy it.
Well, how late in the arbo are you talking? Like when?
No, it's inconsistent. Maybe around 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
The only time I reckon sometimes, say if you're sitting down having a coffee with your brekkie or whatever, like at a cafe, sometimes the second coffee is better if you get a takeaway one to go, and then I reckon that coffee sometimes can be.
So you're
better than
having
your first.
2 coffees within 30 minutes sometimes.
Oh, you might have brekkie over an hour or whatever, and you get a takeaway coffee. If you usually do 2 coffees a day, you can just punch out your 2 there.
Nice.
I'd love people's thoughts on this because I've noticed it.
Right, fair enough.
Just DM us with your thoughts.
Yeah,
On the
that's a
second
good
coffee.
idea. At Ben and Harry podcast.
We're not there yet.
Oh. Did you ever
It's called craft, man.
loser?
Oh, I have a twinner actually. And it is using a carpet steamer cleaner, like a vacuum, a wet vac. I'm not sure if you've ever used
Yeah,
one
was that
before.
good? Does it work?
Oh, it's unreal.
On anything around the house, sort of thing.
No, just literally on the carpet
Oh, just on
because
carpet,
I hadn't cleaned mine before, and I was like, "Oh, how dirty could it be?" And then used the steam vac, and look at the color of this water that came back out of it. It looks like a hot chocolate.
Wow.
Crazy.
And that was just on. And then we did another pass, and it looked exactly the same again.
Wow.
So it's just almost a PSA. Go out and clean your carpets if you haven't done it in a while.
Yep. That's not a bad one.
Don't mind it.
Yeah. So you didn't like the coffee one, but you like the...
You going loser?
Oh, I haven't really got a loser.
Oh, my God. If I had $1 for every time Harry hasn't had a loser or a
I'm
winner,
just trying to bring some positivity.
I would be a
man.
millionaire. A millionaire. Multi.
Million episodes.
Just trying to bring some positivity. So,
Yeah, great.
Well, then we may as well do the segment then.
if you want, we can just do twinners.
Is there any update on that twin show we spoke about last week?
We do have an update.
Really?
So we saw the twin show.
Did you like
MJ,
it,
Can you
Rollo?
remind me what it was called?
I think it was the twin show.
Scott Australia's most identical twins.
Did you like it, Rollo?
I loved it.
I
Smashed it all in one night.
I totally forgot it was on.
I didn't see heaps of it, I'll be honest. The
Heaps or any?
The trailer we saw was the extent of what I saw.
Oh, I actually watched it.
You
I
watched?
watched a bit of it. Yeah.
You actually did?
Yeah.
What were your takeouts?
Summarise it in a sentence for us.
What did it
The
embody?
show embodied what it takes to be a twin.
So MJ's run this in. It's a game that they played, and they were trying to whittle down the numbers to try and find Australia's most identical twin, hence the title.
Yeah.
And they had this questionnaire, and you got a point if you got the same on these questions. So both twins were asked the same question. If they got the same answer, that's a win. So we need you to get almost all of these correct. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I'll say A or B.
So if we get this right, we should be on season 2.
Yeah.
That's basically it. This is
that's-
basically our audition.
This is your audition.
Fair enough.
All right, so here we go. I'm gonna count you in with your
Yeah.
answer. Here we go. So A, wake up early, or B, stay up late. 3, 2, 1.
B.
Nice. We're away.
One from
Add a ding SFX in post.
Yeah.
Here we go. A, 5-year plan. B, go with the flow. 3, 2, 1.
A.
Did you just go different?
I said A, but
Yeah.
then said B.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, we're done.
Keep going though. This is
We're out.
We'll keep going. We'll try and if we can get 5 of 6, I think we'll
Yeah.
still make the next
Okay.
round. A, eat all the chocolate, or B, hide it for later.
A.
Okay. You just knew you'd say A.
Yeah.
Great. A, last minute rush, or B, slow and steady. 3, 2, 1.
A.
B.
Oh,
They're
God,
both
different
the
again. Yeah. They're both the same.
No, you could argue both sides, but anyway, continue.
Who said what there? You like a last minute rush, Ben?
Well,
Do you though?
is it context? Like,
I feel like
what's the context though? You know what I mean?
buying a present for Christmas.
Well,
Yeah.
Ben doesn't do that. So
Well, sometimes
option
I'm
C,
not.
don't buy one.
CNA.
Well, in some contexts, I'm not organised, and some I am. So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it.
Anyway,
Let's see if we can get the last two. Here we go. A, daydream, or B, get on with it. 3, 2, 1.
B.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I had a feeling you both said that. A, dive in head first, or B, test the waters. 3, 2, 1.
B.
Oh, Ben's gone B.
Wait,
Harry's gone
which one was dive in?
A.
Yeah.
it has to be
But
context.
then
to it.
that implies that you're a bit slow and steady, which contradicts your earlier answer.
That's what I'm saying. It's context based. There's no context to these.
Yeah.
Do we need to decide it with 3 all there?
Decide we want to get more than 50-50.
Yeah.
All right, I'll
you
just
think of a random
I'll
one?
just make one up. A, apples. B, mandarins. 3, 2, 1.
A. Come on.
We're back. All right, question time. This is Maddie.
Hey Ben and Harry, it's Maddie from Epping. What was your favourite subject at school, but no sports related? I hope you both recover soon. Go Ben and go Bombers! Woo!
We love the end.
Thanks,
don't we?
Maddie.
Oh, and
Superstar.
Maddie's the best. And I love that she's already forecast that you were both going to say PE.
Yeah, she knows us too well.
Knows you too well.
Yeah, it's a great question. I didn't mind chemistry.
You didn't do it though, so how can you like it?
Still can like it.
Game, set, match.
I can still like it.
Didn't have to do
You
it.
do it.
So I still like the idea of it.
Oh, that's all time, mate. That is all time.
At the very least, assumed you've done it. If it's your favourite subject. say it.
I want to sound smart.
It's had the opposite effect.
God, that's so.
Oh, I love your action. Oh, really?
But you didn't do it. Oh, what actually would be then? You don't have to sound smart.
I actually didn't mind like bizman or business management or
Yeah,
accounting,
nice.
like a little bit of money vibes or financial vibes.
Because
I
it
did
feels
business
like
management
it's helping you
Yeah, you feel like
going forward.
Yeah,
No bad one. I did health and human development later on in like year 12. That was really cool, learning a bit about the human body and stuff. So
like anatomy.
yeah,
Can you give us something you learnt?
it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
I would know something. It's just not front of mind.
Where is the ulna?
I don't know.
It's elbow, isn't it?
Is it an arm bone?
There you go.
Did
Maybe
you
I
do it?
He didn't do it either.
Oh,
You just like the sound of it.
Just wanted to sound like I knew my anatomy. Oh, that's so funny.
So
Finally
good.
from Rita.
Oh.
Hey Ben and Harry, it's Rita. My question was a twin-related problem. Can you tell when people are confused as to which twin they're speaking to? What are the telltale signs? Love the podcast. Go the Blues.
Great question, Rita.
Rita.
That's great, Rita.
That's a really good question. I reckon 100% you can.
Like, what are some of the giveaways early on?
Well, it's very similar to like when if you've been in conversation where you don't know someone's name or you don't know
yeah.
who they are.
It's like
and you
every
just- you just-
conversation.
And you just ask very vague questions or
Yeah.
keep it really vague. Like
How you
that's-
been?
Yeah, so what's your week look like? Or
Yeah.
I think when someone's speaking to us, you can kind of tell if they don't use names or don't specify a club or anything to do like with that, then it's like they're probably a little bit on
You're sort
the
of
fence.
waiting for one or the other, like something related to Harry or to me to sort of break the ice or, you
Yeah.
know, to make it a bit easier. But there is times where you have no idea. Yeah.
And it's like, you know this person, for example, and
Nah,
Can you
probably
think-
more.
can you-
It's probably more people like fans or whatever.
oh,
yeah.
just fans, and they're
Yeah.
trying to gauge which
Most
one
people in our worlds that know us.
You
don't really
hope
get-
mum and dad would know the difference.
Mm.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Don't know. Yeah, the tells are usually like vague
Yeah,
use of names or
yeah. Rather than like, how good's chemistry?
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
We know it's Harry.
Yeah. So
He'd love-
chemistry
I'd say-
means
Loves
yeah.
his
And
chemistry.
they're just not confident with the conversation.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Sort of, they're beating around the bush a bit.
Oh, but that's just like talking to anyone, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow.
That
So
you, don't,
you-
that you don't know.
One thing so for our dad, for example, like he might be, I think we said it before, but he could be like 30% confident that he knows their name and he would just say it.
Oh, yeah.
You probably, I feel like
It's
you
so
might be the
brave.
opposite.
No, I'm the complete opposite.
If you were in high 90s, you'd still nearly.
Oh, I need 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to like cross check with their Instagram or something. Just
Yeah.
like,
Have you ever been in a situation where you need to know the name and have to say it, but you don't know it?
probably. And I'd just like
What would you
double
do?
check with someone. Just like, it's definitely
But
Tom, isn't it?
if you couldn't double check, like,
Oh,
what do you do?
I don't know. Just go with a mate, I think.
Yeah,
Which I was doing with you guys for the first
First
year.
24 months.
Until last week.
Mate.
Mate, can you pass that that pen, please, mate?
The mate and mate.
Pass it to mate.
Mate, can you pour the water for mate?
Oh my
Beautiful.
God.
Good app.
That was a good app.
Yeah, good work. Just a reminder, Bean, we're on Instagram.
And TikTok.
Yep, that's right. We're on both. Hasn't changed.
And YouTube. We're on YouTube as well.
YouTube.
If you want to watch us
We're on Spotify.
and leave us a review.
Handle's still the same at Ben and Harry Podcast. Keep all the engagement going. It's been good.
Beautiful.
Yep. Hit the bell on Spotify if you listen on Spotify.
How'd you go with those 7-Eleven snacks, Rollo?
Aren't they
God, they were
good?
good, man.
They were great.
The rice rolls. They're not even paying for this one. They were just unreal.
The traveller meat pie, I think that is goated.
Yeah. Loved
Seriously, it was
And
amazing.
you can find them at your local 7-Eleven.
it. Yeah. It's a lunch hack.
It's a lunch hack.
Nice. Get better soon.
Go Blues.
Go Dons.
Nice.